Welcome back to Entertainment, the channel with the most deceptive name in all of YouTube. Today we'll be looking at fighters who won the fight and decided to act like complete morons when they were celebrating their victory. Even the most brash fighters who talk a ton of crap before the fight still respect their opponent after they win. But these fighters did not live up to this tradition. If you happen to enjoy this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below, and make sure to turn on those notifications so you know when I upload more videos. Let's get started. So that was Austin Baszler going for the finish in the most ridiculous fashion I have ever seen. He was fighting against Perry Hayer, and because he did this idiotic move, he got disqualified after knocking out his opponent in only 32 seconds. And in turn, Hayer became the champion. I understand that you are laser focused on your opponent and want to finish the fight by jumping in, but I have never seen anybody literally jump onto their opponent. Baszler stated that he did it because he respected Hayer's grappling ability and didn't want to repeat his last loss where he lost by submission. I don't buy this, and neither did his opponent, who said it was a blatant strike with malicious intentions. Hayer though isn't happy with winning the championship via disqualification, and thus doesn't consider himself the champion. If that hit would have landed, it was going to be brutal. You have all probably seen this fight where Chapman knocked out his opponent in one of the weirdest ways I've ever seen, where his opponent Irvin Zayala knocked himself out after smashing his head into Chapman's knee while throwing a hammer fist. Then Chapman celebrated. Why would anybody ever do this? First of all, respect your opponent as you are both risking injury and possibly your life. And also, he wasn't really responsible for the knockout as Ayala rushed in and hurt himself. This was actually Chapman's first ever pro fight, and because of this action he got suspended for 90 days and lost his pay. He fully accepted the punishment and didn't really make any excuse other than that the adrenaline was pumping. Funny thing is, his alias is The Honorable, which he intends to keep, but people have destroyed him online for this ill-fitting name.
Is looking. Johnny Walker with another flying knee. He throws so many different looks at you.
Johnny Walker is a pretty exciting fighter, and he proved it again by beating Misha Cirkunov by knockout in the first round. He went to celebrate this great victory, but he ended up injuring himself.
Wild. That man is wild. Literally.
Yep. He just dislocated his shoulder, and he just had to laugh about it when he was asked about it by Joe Rogan. He tried to keep going, but only his right side continued the motion. He then tried to attempt to play it off, but it was too late. No matter how you look at it, he doesn't seem to know how to actually do the worm, since you're supposed to roll into it smoothly, but this guy smashes his torso and his arms right onto the canvas. Damn, to go from that high of a knockout victory to looking like a moron after injuring yourself celebrating. That has to suck. Back in 2017, Justin Gaethje beat Michael Johnson in the second round. He then went to celebrate his dominant victory by doing a backflip off the cage with disastrous consequences. This is not the worst fall you will see from the cage, but damn, that has to hurt your pride. He was going with so much enthusiasm to get that done, but he fell twice after being extremely tired. But either way, he got lucky that he slipped in that part and not when he was doing the backflip. He did land it eventually. This is Igor Vovchanchin, and he was on an incredible 37-fight winning streak when he fought against Mark Coleman in 2000, and actually lost.
Now into the top of his head. There you go. Good knees. But if he blocks him, it's going to still hurt him.
Then Coleman is elated and wants to celebrate this monumental victory, but is unsure of how to actually do it.
He made Coleman.
I can't blame Coleman for celebrating in such a dramatic fashion since he just did something really incredible. But damn, does he look stupid right here. He basically wanted to do two things at once. He wanted to jump on the ropes at the corner and celebrate, but he also wanted to jump out of the ring to celebrate with his team. But you can't do both, man. You can't do both. Kind of sucks that he might have become more famous for this fall than actually beating Igor.
Only one hook in, he's going for it. He's got it.
He's got him now. That's it.
The winner in this fight is Darren Caldwell after choking out his opponent Sean Bunch in 2015. And he wanted to celebrate in style by doing a crazy backflip off the cage.
First submission loss for Sean Bunch, who has taken his steps. Look out. Whoa.
The bad part is that he didn't tell his team to clear the way for this amazing acrobatic move, and the cameraman followed him, and well, he landed right on top of him. I guess Caldwell is fairly new to the sport and people just didn't know his celebration style because he used to do this a lot during his wrestling days. It would have been a lot better if 3D technology would have taken off and we would have been able to watch this live. We have another guy trying to do a backflip off the top of the cage, and this has to be the worst one you have ever seen. He didn't rotate at all. Well, I guess that's a lie. He did rotate enough to land straight on his back. I don't know who this guy is, but he looked like he really hurt himself. He won the fight and hurt his opponent, but by the end of the celebration, he was in worse condition than the other guy. The funniest part is when his opponent goes for the handshake, and this guy has to straighten up while holding his back and look at this guy in the eyes while looking like an idiot. So this guy is named Jack Kolsha, who just won this amateur fight via TKO against Zach Edwards. And then of course goes over to climb on the cage just like all those professionals he saw on TV. Well, apparently he needs to practice this move because this is the worst dismount I have ever seen. Why would he pull up his legs like that? Like he's a frog getting ready to do a double jump in a video game. This move ruined his whole perception of the distance to the ground, and when he went to put his legs down to land, he completely misjudged it and hurt both of his legs. Apparently his kneecap twisted around and he might have blown his ACL. I'm not sure who this guy is, but I like to think that in this part here, he is talking to the boss, letting him know that he is ready for bigger things. But then he goes and does this. The organization's boss has to reconsider any moves he was trying to make because of how unfortunately stupid he looked after falling right on his face. If he lands that move, he will look amazing and so cool, but instead he looks like an uncoordinated idiot. Then again, he does provide a lot of free promotion to this company because this video will make the rounds on the internet.
Just about everything you need in a fight, you lose off the liver shot. It can come back.
So that was the amazing Michael Venom Page knocking out Evangelista Santos back in 2016 in the middle of the Pokemon Go craze. So he decided to celebrate in a very weird way.
Pick up speed because it didn't derail. Wow!
So I guess fighters now are bringing props to celebrate wins like the good old days of the NFL. I don't know if this really makes MVP look ridiculous or kind of cool and funny, but it's a very unorthodox way to celebrate. He even puts on the hat when he throws the Pokeball. I guess the bad part about this is that he's disrespecting his opponent who is still hurt on the ground. So what do you guys think about the over-the-top celebrations that you see in MMA? I enjoy them a ton, although I do feel kind of bad for the loser who is still in the cage when the other guy is celebrating, and sometimes they are still on the ground unconscious. But this is just extra entertainment, so I can't hate it. Thanks for watching this video. See you next time.